Hi, and welcome to another edition of What's the Story here on the People Chronicles. My name is Jo Painter, and I have the good fortune this morning to share some time with the Asztalos family. So let's say welcome and hello to Owen. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Joe?
I'm good. Are you awake? Ready to go?
Yes, I am raring to go.
And Mom and Dad are with you as well, Amy and Gyula.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us here on What's the Story at the People Chronicles. Your story, I'm anxious to learn more about it because as I understand it, we have a child actor here.
That's true.
Are you a child actor or a child star?
Child actor.
Really? Go
Yeah.
for star.
For star. No, not quite there yet.
Do you want to be there?
One day.
One day?
One day.
When did you start doing this?
When I was 9 years old, so about early 2015, I think I started going on auditions. And I've always kind of wanted to be an actor. I just didn't really know it.
And you're all of how old now? You just had a birthday?
I just turned 12 on Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody, happy birthday to Owen Asztalos. So at 9 years old, Mom and Dad, I'm curious about this because anybody who has children know they can be dramatic and full of energy. So how did you know that Owen's energy and Owen's drama, I'm assuming, was something special that you thought, we're going to help pursue this?
Go ahead, Amy.
Well, he literally came into the world dancing like Elvis and impersonating Elvis. So it started really young. And Elvis is a funny story for us, but maybe that's for another show.
Not Elvis Costello.
Not Elvis Costello, Elvis Presley.
I thought he left the building. He came back when you came, Owen? Is that the deal?
Basically.
So he's been, since he was little, he was impersonating Elvis. And, Owen has a thing with characters. And actually, I don't know if it's just characters, but Owen learns every single thing about characters. So when he was little, at like 2, he knew every word to every Elvis song. He knew every dance move. And he knew everything about Elvis. He would call my husband and I Vernon and Gladys. And
At 2 years old?
At 2. And he would tell people he was from Tupelo, Mississippi. And he would tell people that he had a dead twin named Jesse Guerin because Elvis was a twin. But in case no one knew that, Elvis was a twin and his twin died at birth. So Owen would tell people he had a dead twin named Jesse Guerin.
Amy, at 2 years old, how did you learn these things? Did you
Well,
teach him this? Did you research together?
Well, I had a biography there of Elvis that I had given my husband for our first birthday that I knew the minute I met him I was going to marry him. And so he told me he liked Elvis. So I said, oh, me too. I like Elvis too, but I really
But you didn't?
No.
Then she showed me to the trash can.
I said,
in her room.
I have an Elvis trash can. It's in my room. Do you want to see it?
Did you? Really?
Yes, I did really have an Elvis trash can that I had gotten
Yes,
when
you
I was
trapped me.
little. Yeah, and I trapped him. And so anyway.
Was it love at first sight for you, Gyula?
It was something about Amy that really intrigued me, that I've never found anybody that carried that, I guess her energy, and it was always fun, always smiling, which Owen carries on too. He has the same personality as his mom.
Do I?
Sometimes.
When Owen needs really calm, chill advice, he'll go to his dad. Mm-hmm. When he really when he's amped up about something, he comes to me, so.
So do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm an only child.
So Owen is your first and only child.
Yes.
How did you know? When it's your first child, it's very special. And then, as more children come, you see the differences.
Yeah.
How did you know? Well, when you're telling me at 2, he's reading and researching, that is pretty special. But do you both have siblings so you were able to distinguish there's something going on here?
No. Oh, I mean, he's an only child.
I'm an only child. Okay. Owen started talking at a very young age. To the point where we were worried because it almost had like a stuttering to it.
Oh.
And we called a specialist in, and they said pretty much that he's just beyond his years. He's trying to communicate with you, but he doesn't know the words, and it just doesn't come out fast enough for him.
They said he had so much going on in his head, it just wasn't coming out. And that's true to this day. Like, he obsesses about characters. He knows characters like... When Owen wants, he knows everything about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the movie, but fast forwarded.
Everything about Batman, everything about Harry Potter,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, all that, and the other John.
He did a biography in 3rd grade he came home one day and said he was going to do a biography about Bob Dylan, and I like Bob Dylan, but
Me too.
yeah. So
But not only did he a biography, he got into character with it.
yeah, like he full
Curled
blown.
his hair.
I was Bob Dylan.
Yeah, like he knew by the end of the week, he knew every word to every song. He knew like what songs, how he played the guitar. He knew about the harmonica thing that I had to go buy him to hold his harmonica. And he went in, and I rolled his hair in spongy rollers overnight. And he went in with that Bob Dylan curl, and
Teacher had to love that.
He sang Mr. Tambourine Man. Yeah.
What school is this?
YO, but he's cyber schooled now. So
So did you guys, Mom and Dad, say this is very special and encourage acting, or
Yes,
did
yes,
Owen come to
yes.
you?
Well,
Which came first?
My experience was I tried to push him towards the sports. I wasn't very into theater and art stuff. That's more Amy's style. So I pushed him into sports and supported his, what he enjoyed doing. And he did it, he went through with it, but never really showed, 100% interest. And then Amy would push him into different camps, acting theater camps, local theater camps here at the Yoakum. And he started performing there at a really young age and putting on little shows, and he was doing good. And then
yeah, and then so he, one of the things too is that I wanted to say is that Owen, even with movies, when he was little, like his favorite movie was with Elvis in it, Speedway. So Owen had a little horse that he used to pull around. Nancy Sinatra and Elvis are the stars in that movie. So he would pull a little horse around that he named Nancy Sinatra. So Nancy was his girlfriend at the time. But anyway, so he knew the
Do you
whole.
have videos of this? I hope.
I think
So-
we do.
There's some video
Yeah.
and picture archive.
Yeah, but he knew the biography like the back of his hand. So so basically when he was 9, I had maxed him out at camps and classes. He liked theater, but he always told me when he was little, Mama, I'm going to be on TV one day because I can act better than those kids.
But wait, Owen, so as you're telling your mom and dad this, and you also played sports, you're exposed to both. Did you research biographies of any pro football players or basketball players?
No.
So that wasn't, it was an obvious, no, I'm really not interested in that.
He did get into hockey. His cousin Hayden, who's his BFF, Hayden was in hockey, so he's been
What kind of
playing.
hockey?
Roller hockey.
Are you still playing?
Yes.
You enjoy that?
Yeah, we just actually had a game yesterday.
How'd you do?
Good, I scored a goal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you clearly have seen his passion and you're fostering it.
Yes, he, we took him at 9. What happened was when he was 9, Joel Gori, who is a teacher at the Yoakum and also owns his own company, Metamorphosis production company, approached Owen about playing an adolescent Beethoven in his play. So Owen just knocked it out of the ballpark. It was phenomenal. He played it in this play at Santander. He had a non-speaking role, but it was a very emotional role, and Jewel and I were just blown away.
That's when we realized it.
Yeah, we
That
were
it's
like,
this kid.
that's whenever
He didn't mind it at all.
Yeah, the wheels started spinning. We're like, oh
So
my God.
you were a physical actor as well as when you say non-speaking part, that's still acting.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Is it was
Yeah.
so profound to see him, even though it wasn't a speaking role, it was an emotional role, and to see him play this abused child just like blew us out of the water. And then we're starting to think, oh my God, do we have to move to LA? Do I have to stand in those really long lines for auditions?
Did you?
No. What happened was Joel approached us like a week later and he said, Amy, there's this place in West Reading that just opened up. It's called AU Management, and these ladies are gearing these kids up for TV. They're doing classes, photo
Mom,
shoots.
that's not 100% true. Like after
Get the story straight, Mom.
I know. Hey, I just got up too.
So,
after
Owen,
the
tell me.
After the play, it wasn't a week later. Nothing happened that fast.
Oh.
After the play, we were kind of taking it like chill though at the moment too.
Yeah.
And then there was a radio commercial. Basically, you hear those all over the radio. Like, call this number to get this address to go to this audition. And we heard this number, and it was casting call for Disney Channel. And basically, you just show up at this place at a certain time, at a certain address in a different city.
And it was in Baltimore.
Yeah, it was in.
I have heard commercials like that, so you actually did it.
Yeah, that was
You
right,
called that
that was
number.
right
went to
before the
this,
play.
And they gave us that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was right before the play, and they gave me like this this like thing like that I had to sing a pair of lines, and I did it, but then Wait, no, this was after the play.
No, it was right before, honey. You went. It was in October, and then the play was in November.
Right, okay. So, and then they gave me this stuff, and I thought I did good, and I don't really know, like, I still don't really know what the casting directors there thought about me, because it's not really truthful. It's like a cash grab whenever you go there, basically. So whenever I went there, and they interviewed me and stuff like that, I personally thought that I did good, but then later that night at like around midnight-ish.
Yeah, it was late.
Right? They gave us a call and they said, we love Owen, but
Oh, there's always that but.
Yeah.
we need
A lot of money.
a lot of money.
But that's what you mean by it was a cash call.
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering what cash call meant.
Yeah.
So, what did that mean for you? So, Owen's obviously engaged and enthusiastic and passionate about acting. What does that mean for your family? What do you guys have to do to accommodate or facilitate his passion? And you don't have to, but what are you choosing
Well, at
to
that
do?
time with that, we were ready to commit with Owens with the cash call, what he's talking about, the Disney thing.
Oh, okay.
And right after that.
And we were ready to commit to that, but then we talked about it and we discussed it with some other people that are in the industry or have been in the industry for a longer period of time, and they said it's not worth it, it's not the way to do it. And then that's when we kind of reached out to Mr. Gori, and he directed us to AU.
So this has been a learning process.
Oh, yes.
Is it still a learning process?
Yes.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
So somewhere along the line you got advice, don't pay that money. There's other ways to approach acting.
Well, they said that that's not a guarantee. That's not anything. You want to go with somebody who basically, they work for you and they basically get paid when the actor gets paid. That's the way it should happen.
Oh, okay.
So you don't.
You want an agent?
Yeah,
so to
I mean,
speak.
we
Is that
were
right?
ready. Yeah, well, he has a manager acting up as his manager, AU management, and then he has an agent in New York as well. So Innovative Artists, and these people work so hard for him. And they basically, when they met Owen, because Joel told us to check them out, and we checked them out, and we were going to sign him up for a class, no big deal. And they said, we've never met a 9-year-old that talks to people the way he talks to people. And they said, we want to represent him. And so we thought about it and talked. They said, take the holiday. It was December. They said, think about it. And we came back and said, we would love it. And they showed us everything. They told us everything.
What are some of the things they told you that if there's parents out there with a child who is showing this proficiency and has this passion, what are some things that you would share?
Yeah.
And or some things that you were told that you had to think about? Do I want to do this or not?
Well, back to the point where Owen stopped in for a class. He basically sat in, to see if he liked it to class over at AU. I dropped him off. He went in there and did his thing, and I came back, and then right away he said, your son is very talented. He's like that diamond in the rough. It's like, okay. Right away you think of the bad situations. Like, it's just not normal for somebody to really gloat about your son that way. So I felt like they wanted money from me. I felt like there was strings attached. And it wasn't the case, but I felt very skeptic about it because I am not familiar with the whole industry at all. Like I said, that's why it's such a big learning curve.
From the little bit you've shared, though, it sounds like a little bit of skepticism is healthy in this
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
The thing that we tell people, because a lot of times like AU will tell people to talk to us because, we really ran through it. We didn't walk through it. We ran through it because they said to us, your son will be famous in a year's time. And in a year's time, he had the Geico Marco Polo commercial and the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. And so what we tell people is, the first thing is you're either all in or you're all out. There's no having one foot in this water because it's either a full commitment, like, once in a while Owen will say, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'd rather have a haircut. Sometimes Owen wants to, he can't, the big thing with him is he wants a haircut sometimes and he can't right now.
And he can't because of
his
a role.
his, headshots and things like that. So, that's the thing. You can't just you can't get out of the water a little bit. You're either all in or you're all out. And that's the thing. It's a huge sacrifice. It's, it costs a lot of money. The first year we didn't have, money to do it. I mean, we, begged and borrowed and, from family and stuff and made it happen because our parents didn't facilitate what we wanted to do, so to speak, as far as, we both had dreams and aspirations, and you kind of just fell into what was handed, whatever.
That's often the case.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
often the case. And for us, we just knew that with Owen, it's what he's always wanted, and we had to make it happen for him. So you just pray, and you just, pray
Every day?
pray that the money tree is watered and that somehow we can get through, another week of this, because you never know what's going to happen.
So we know how the journey started, and it was a great deal of passion and talent displayed by this young man, Owen Asztalos. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. We'll get back to that. And we're talking with his mom and dad, Amy and Gyula, and it's all in or all out. What does all in mean? Stick around for part 2 and we'll find out.
Want to know more about who's doing what in Berks County? Check out the stories on thepeoplechronicles.com.
These stories are made possible in part by Queen City Restaurant, Greth Homes, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, and Spring Ridge Financial.